A while ago I discussed why Boruto has been hesitant to use the karma for some moral reasons. But after thinking about it for some time, I realized the real reason behind the absence of karma could be way more darker than what everyone thinks. Boruto is not using the karma due to the fear of Momoshiki, and the reason behind this fear will blow your mind, so let's find out more. The Karma Seal has played a huge part in the overall legacy of Boruto, from making him the vessel of Momoshiki to granting him an unreal amount of power and battle experience. It has scaled him way above most characters of the verse. However, for some reasons, upon returning as a teenager in the time skip, he tends to avoid using the Karma. The Otsutsuki Revival Seal messes with the mind of the wielder by giving them a constant reminder that they shall turn into an Otsutsuki. Kawaki in the beginning wanted to get rid of it cause its presence meant Ishiki would come back to life and take his identity forever. The same fear increased so much for Boruto that he decided to let Kawaki take his life back in chapter 66. However, after going through a miraculous revival, he said he has learned to channelize the power of the monster even better, but this did not stop him from getting taken over after the loss of his blue eye. Talking about the time skip, while we could clearly see him using the karma in the prologue scene, there must be some reason for him to not use the Otsutsuki seal at present. While it can be argued that he doesn't need it cause the other techniques that he's using are too broken, the amplification of the karma could prove beneficial to him at many levels. So why is Boruto afraid to use the karma? He could have been easily the most overpowered protagonist if he had overcame his fear of using the special Otsutsuki seal, and most probably he would have gained the respect of Daemon as well. But is this actually some sort of fear which is holding him from using the karma, or is something even mysterious down the lane? In order to understand this reluctance of Boruto from using the karma, let's get a glimpse into what fear really is. So in simple words, fear is a primal emotion triggered by the perception of danger, whether real or imagined, that motivates a person to either fight or flee. So there is a sense of danger felt by Boruto, which is what's stopping him from using the karma. And it's totally transparent that this danger is Momoshiki, whose possession could lead to some really unwanted situations in his life. The Otsutsuki could literally kill his only teammate Kashin Koji, and even his former mentor Sasuke, who has been turned into a tree. This tendency of the monster to create troubles has made Kawaki develop the need of getting rid of him. He accepted his fate of becoming a narcissistic yet paranoid individual whose only goal is to exterminate Boruto just because Momoshiki dwells inside his body. So maybe Boruto will only use the karma in the prologue scene only because things can't get wrong beyond this point. Even if he gets taken over by Momoshiki against Kawaki, it won't matter to him just because he has literally lost everything by now. The village has been destroyed and its people are nowhere to be seen. So in one way or another, he failed to protect everyone and everything. Now it would be interesting if Boruto uses the karma as the last hope in this scene, only because the Otsutsuki seal synchronizes with the Jogan here, which is termed as the Star of Hope. Boruto is unveiling his final cards against Kawaki, which is the equivalent of going all out with all his powers and abilities. Now before we discuss if the karma is actually supposed to be the last resort of Boruto along with its forbidden consequences, let me tell you guys a crazy theory on why Kawaki wants to seal Boruto in the future. He wants to send him to Naruto, a dimension where time apparently slows down. It's pretty ironic because the whole Omnipotence arc and Two Blue Vortex till now revolves around Kawaki wanting to kill Boruto just because he's a threat to Lord Seventh. The fact that he will soon want to seal him with Naruto is pretty unusual. Well, what I think is that Boruto has made Momoshiki stronger than ever, and here is how. By learning some forbidden techniques and leveling up himself above code, he has also made Momoshiki more powerful cause he is literally his only medium to experience the outside world. Anytime the Otsutsuki gets a chance to take over, it will be like a doomsday in Boruto's life, and maybe that's what has happened in the flash forward. All the visible destruction could be done by Momoshiki, who somehow gained the control of Boruto's body. Upon witnessing what the monster is capable of, Kawaki must have realized it's more easy to seal him than to take his life. This gives us an interesting dynamic to understand what's happening in the prologue scene. Boruto fighting from the destroyed side of the Hokage face only confirms he's destined to do something evil as written in his fate. However, even if Momoshiki taking over Boruto's control theory doesn't come true, the fear of the Otsutsuki will remain inside the prodigy till we reach the flash forward scene. So why is Boruto so afraid of letting Momoshiki take the control of his body if it has always been a temporary thing? And does the karma's activation actually grant the monster an upper hand on him? Well, as we know from chapter 67, Momoshiki and Boruto's consciousness has fused, which means the young lord is no longer the revival medium of the Otsutsuki. Rather, Boruto is like a vehicle that Momoshiki can drive sometimes, especially when he's low on chakra. A good example to understand this can be found in chapter 78 of the manga, when Momoshiki appeared eventually after Boruto got his scar from Kawaki. Here we can see Boruto's karma got deactivated after his eye got slashed. However, when Momoshiki appeared, the karma seal was back on his face, as if it was there from the beginning. This proves the karma is indeed a medium for Momoshiki to gain access to Boruto's body, and whenever he runs low on chakra, the monster gets a chance to take over. So we can assume that this realization of Boruto is what's refraining him from using the karma seal. But what if some traumatic incident has happened in the 3-year period that made him learn this lesson in the hard way? Okay, so we know how much Momoshiki values his existence, even if it means living like a parasite inside the consciousness of a human. Boruto's body serves as his medium to experience the external environment, which is why he regards him as a precious vessel that he can't let die, no matter what. This means that whenever a calamity would strike upon his vessel, he would definitely show up to save his life. And that's what must have happened during the last time when Boruto was too hopeless. The first battle with Code was Boruto's period of hopelessness. It must have been the same time when he got his master devoured to a claw grime. But what if it wasn't his fault to lose Sasuke, rather the deliberate negligence of Momoshiki which led to this incident? I think so, because the last time Boruto fought Code, Momoshiki had to appear in order to deal with the annoying opponent. And now that the white karma user had achieved the limitless form, there was a good amount of chance for Momoshiki to lose his vessel forever. So maybe that's why he decided to take over Boruto when he got too helpless, just to find a good chance to back off from the battle. However, as we know, Momoshiki only cares for himself, so Sasuke must have been left off guard in this situation, which made him prey to a claw grime. Or it could even be that Momoshiki deliberately threw Sasuke towards a grime in order to turn him into a tree, only because he has been the biggest helping hand of Boruto, and without him, his original plan of taking the permanent control of his vessel must have been a success. In other words, I believe Momoshiki hates Sasuke the most. That's why he didn't let go the chance of seizing his existence. All in all, a scenario like this must have made Boruto develop a horrendous fear of using the karma seal. He must be certain about Momoshiki ruining some more aspects of his life, cause he wants to drive him completely hopeless. Only then he would be able to hijack his consciousness and become Boruto forever. The karma seal is basically the data of Momoshiki condensed to a seal, so it's obvious for him to dominate Boruto whenever he's using the karma. But what if it's more than losing the control of his body? What if it's more about losing the identity which is keeping his will of fire alight? Maybe the absence of karma is relative to being a shinobi over Otsutsuki for Boruto. Think about it. The artificial karma that Amado gave to Kawaki is what makes him super strong and superior to the shinobi world. It's the only weapon that made him confident in his ability to kill the whole Otsutsuki clan. Back in the second chapter of Two Blue Vortex, he was barged by a claw grime and was only able to deal with him with the karma. This shows that how weak he actually is, as compared to Boruto, who killed a number of grimes and even defeated Code without the Otsutsuki seal. Boruto doesn't want to be dependent on his Otsutsuki powers like Kawaki. He wants to follow the ninja way of becoming more powerful rather than using the Otsutsuki cheat codes. And it's actually a smart thing to do, cause if you take the karma seal away from Kawaki, he would be no different than an enraged shinobi who's destined to die early. So why is Boruto using the karma against him in the flash forward if he refrained from using the Otsutsuki powers? Well, I have figured out the best answer to that question, which might be shocking to some of you guys. But before we go there, please subscribe to the channel, as many of you are missing out the content that I'm putting out. Also, don't forget to hit that noti bell to be among the early squad. Coming back to the video, check out this panel from chapter 4 of Two Blue Vortex, where Kawaki says he wants to kill the Otsutsukis with their own powers. This might be a foreshadowing of his death, as he has got a rival who's also using the powers of Otsutsukis. So Boruto activating the karma on the Hokage mountain could signify the preparation of Kawaki's ironic death. He wants to kill the Otsutsukis with the help of the karma seal, but will end up dead by the hands of another karma user. Another interesting thing that we get to learn from this interpretation of karma seals and their role in the story take us back to the traditional meaning of this word. Karma is basically a concept linked to destiny, which literally means payback. It signifies that good deeds turn into good outcomes and bad deeds lead to bad situations in a person's life. As it has been made clear plenty of times that Boruto can't escape his destiny, I won't be surprised if the concept of karma would also enter the lives lives of the karma users. We have seen a comic development in the story once, and I don't remember anyone discussing this detail in the community. Before Boruto got his karma from Momoshiki, which was literally the starting point of the twist of fate in his life, he was regarded as a spoiled brat who didn't appreciate his privileged life enough. And what does karma do to people who are ungrateful? Well, it takes the blessings away from them. So if Boruto has paid his karma in the toughest way possible, it's now time for Kawaki, who might even face death for all the unjust deeds and actions. Find out more about Boruto and Kawaki's destiny in these videos, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stuff. I will see you next time.